All right. Hello, 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 and welcome back to Football and Beyond, your daily dose for chatter and football business. I'm going to switch it up every time we do this.
That's good. I like it. I like it. Keep him new. Keep him entertained. You feel me?
Today we're going to have one of our guests who actually plays in the MLS right now, plays for the New England Revolution.
Gunna boy!
Of course, he's going to be excited because he's from, the regular spots, and today it is Emmanuel Boateng, my guy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Look at these guys.
Charlie. Aquaba, welcome.
Oh, look at that shirt.
Hey.
Come on, he had to represent.
So.
See,
Hey, you wear that every day, or you just doing it for me?
Oh no. Come on
come
now.
on, man.
I just came back in January.
Listen, if I had a New England a jersey, trust me, we would have all been dressed up as Boateng right now, man.
Man, here we go. We sending one your way. Don't worry about that.
Yes, sir.
I know one your way.
Yes,
I got
sir, my guy. And by the way, congratulations again. You know, I had to say it.
Appreciate it.
It's an honor to have you on. Obviously, as you know, I've been chasing you for a little while to be able to pin you down, but the problem is that, you know, with you guys' schedules, it's a little bit different from Europe. So it's like, yeah, your schedules are crazy in the MLS, man.
I know it's wild, man. So we started preseason, let's say January. I think the second week of January, and just been training. We have games. Like next week is like the only week on our schedule right now where we don't have a game this weekend.
Oh, okay.
And so it's basically a game every week all the way until early October, and then playoff starts. And if you make it to the final, you're going all the way until like the first week of December. So
my goodness.
Yeah.
So
it can be very, very long. Yeah. We make time for the people that, are important to us.
Yes, sir.
So happy
As
to be
you
here.
should. We appreciate it, man. So my question is this, right? Because it seems like technically once you guys start preseason, you're pretty much going for the full year. It's not, it's almost not like, for example, right now in Europe, it's international break.
Yeah.
How do you guys work that out? Because I know, for example, the US was playing yesterday, and I know they have a bunch of players that play for the MLS. So I'm just kind of, how do they juggle that?
I know. I mean, that's one thing that we wish would be different, right? You would want like when to have international breaks to be able to, take a break from league as well and just kind of like relax. But seeing how our schedule is with all the games, like this year we have the League Cup, which will take like a month of our schedule out of there. We have the Open Cup and all that, and they're trying to like give us a little bit of room in between games. So there's the positives and negatives, especially for the guys that are international players. They wish that if they get this break to like go with their national team, their team is not playing without them. But in the aspects of the league, they see it as like if they decide to give these 2 weeks that the rest of the world is giving the break, that will mean for our regular schedule, they're gonna have to have like 2 games a week each time, which is not good for our body.
You gotta
So
rest.
with that, you end up having to like play throughout the year just because of how the schedule works. So going in the future, if I was a sports czar, that is something that I for sure would be telling the commissioner to be like, hey, if it's international break, the rest of the world stops.
You guys
to
gotta
play
stop
international
too.
games, we gotta stop too. And necessarily, it doesn't have to be like stop training entirely, but we shouldn't have games when international games are going on. So like we can still train and have like a little bit of an easier week, but that's not how it is right now.
Look at it. It's just like you said. If you look at like the European teams, like right now, nobody is playing, but they're still training at their camps though.
Exactly.
So they're still keeping everybody fit. But it's like, okay, it's international break. If we have a set of players going out to play, let's rest these other ones, but still have like training and camp and everything going on. That's crazy.
Yeah. Do you think that you guys need so from a fitness standpoint, do you think how do you feel mid-season? Like, do you feel like your body it's not 100%, and you're just like maintaining to just punch through to the end? Like, how does that work?
I mean, for me at this point, it's 12 years in my career, and you're never 100%.
Exactly.
From the very first day that you sign your contract, maybe that's the only day that you feel 100%. Uh, you're always dealing with something, you know. So, but the mid-season fatigue really hits you. You know, I think usually when you're about 14 to 20 games in the season,
Mm-hmm.
that is where it really starts like ramping up. You know, usually it gets to the summer, it's warmer. You know, if you have 2 games a week and you're playing at playing in like 90-degree weather, you know, you
Yeah.
go play in Houston and it's humid and it's 90 degrees, and then you have to fly from there. The next game you're playing in, Vancouver or Toronto, and with the traveling and all
Oh
that,
my goodness.
usually the 14 to 20 game 14 to 20 is really when it hits you, and then you kind of get over it with training and all the help that we get in the facility and all that. You get to and also that playoffs is coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
After the 20 game schedule, we're in the back half of it, so you find ways to mentally get your body there. And the coaches tend to tailor training as well. They're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, now we can see guys are not running as much as they used to in this weather, so let's tailor training. So they find ways to complement you to make sure to get you ready towards the end when the playoffs is coming around.
Okay, that's pretty awesome. So
Yeah,
let's switch it up a
yeah,
little bit, because you're someone whom um for me is very interesting, because your journey was based mainly out here, and you also know how the European system works. And so that's one thing I love to ask like players out here in the MLS. What's your feeling about the league here and the league out in to which we're used to, you know? Because one thing, for example, the East Coast and West Coast, you guys play the MLS is played almost like it's a basketball tournament, right? When you really
yeah,
think
yeah.
about it. And I just found out this year that, for example, Inter Miami doesn't play LAFC and LA Galaxy in the same season.
Yeah.
What?
Hey, you were looking for that messy game, huh?
Come
You were
on.
looking for those tickets
Listen,
at
I'm
LAFC,
still
huh?
I'm still I'm still a Ronaldo fan, but I can't that like listen, arguably,
Yeah,
many people
yeah.
like have their say, but I would always say this, even though this guy is not going to agree with me. I always say there's Messi, Ronaldo, and then there's everybody else. I don't I'm a Ronaldo. I prefer Ronaldo, but I
Uh-huh.
know how to acknowledge, hey, you can't put away the man
Yeah,
Messi, man. I got to give it to him. There's those
yeah.
two, and then there's everybody else.
I'm a messy guy,
Of
but I get
You're a
course.
what you.
lefty, of
Yeah,
course.
Of
left
course.
footed, all that. But just for this point that you made, with the way our schedule is, and it's not
Hmm.
like Europe where every team plays each team twice and all that stuff. I mean, I remember coming into the league
Hmm.
2016, and it was, you play every team there wasn't that many teams. I think there was maybe 18 or 20
Yeah, they
teams
did
around that
expand a
time.
lot.
The expansion is crazy, but it was basically you play every team on the West twice.
Hmm.
Some teams, so like we in LA, we played San Jose 3 times and Portland like 3 times,
Yeah.
but mostly every team on the West twice and every team on the East once. So one year they come to play you, and then the following year you go on the road and play them.
Oh,
But
okay.
as the league has expanded to 29 teams now, if they were to do that, that would mean you play 28 different teams and you have to play them. That is just
It's a
like,
lot.
closer to like 50 games. That's crazy.
But
Or
why don't
maybe
they?
even more.
So I'm just wondering, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys don't have a relegation system. So to me, I
Yeah.
feel I feel to some extent, and I correct me if I'm wrong, but to some extent, the fact that there's no relegation system, it makes it easier for teams to be like, okay, yeah, we're last. Next year we can come back and make something happen. It's almost like without that system of relegation being in place,
Yeah.
it's almost like it's an okay thing to lose.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying, and I'm not trying to even defend the league as well.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no easy games in this league, you
Oh,
know?
definitely.
Like,
I shouldn't say there's easy games. That's for sure.
yeah, you usually when you go online, there's, this joke on Twitter, MLS after dark, whatever, there's a late game, and then you're like, this team that you think you expect to like win the game easily, and then like last minute something happens, the team that, so like every player on every team is honestly trying to give especially this early in the season, because
Yeah.
like you don't know how good your team really is. So everybody is giving you their best. I wish there was the relegation system in here,
Same.
adds a little bit of like, instead of everybody focused on I'm trying to make it to the playoff,
Yeah.
teams at the bottom would be fine fighting for like not being relegated.
Exactly.
But you know how the league work, all the leagues works in the US, like with NBA,
Yep.
NFL, and all that. All the owners don't want to lose money by being relegated.
Nope.
So they've already put this in, and this is like way above my pay grade to do
Nah, that's
anything
true.
about it.
I hear you. I hear you.
But the competition I think is there, and especially now because back then when the league started, I would say maybe the first 15 years they were relying so much of like, okay, if we're not good, we just have to wait for the draft. So let's be a terrible team and get
Yeah.
a good player from the college draft.
Yeah.
Whereas
So pretty
now,
much the whole basketball system.
exactly. But now, because of where, how well the league is and how much money that they're making, they're not really relying on a college player to come change
Mm-hmm.
their franchise. So what they're doing is everybody's just like transferring, getting players from Europe, South America, like everywhere else. So it doesn't necessarily make sense for you to be like, well, we're not good, so I'm not gonna try and get the best player from
Yeah.
college. That best player is not gonna come do anything. It's very rare. You have guys like Danquan Maguire last year
Mm-hmm.
having a 6th season on Orlando coming from college. It's very rare for you to have guys like that come change it. So even if you're bad, you want to try and be,
The
perform
best you
so
can,
well
yeah.
that you can attract players from Europe. So there's no incentive of being like, oh, there's no relegation, so I'm just gonna like lay down and just do whatever. So that
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I helped a little bit, but still, I would love to see a relegation system. I think it would make it very fun.
You see, you
Competitive man. I
understand
like
me. You
it. I
understand me,
like
man.
it.
So, okay. I'm gonna play the
Yeah.
devil's advocate here really quick, right?
Here we go. Here we go.
Alexis Lala said something that I strongly disagree with. He said that how do you call it? He said the best MLS team at the end of the season in the Premier League would be mid-table. I strongly disagree.
Where do you think would be?
I think the best MLS team right now, seeing the way the Premier League is, would be struggling to stay in the Division 1. Championship, yes, I can see that I can understand championship, but the way, I don't know, for me and how I've been watching things right now,
I
the
disagree.
intensity, I think
disagree.
I think the best team right now in the MLS will struggle a little bit to
And the reason
don't
why
see them in
the reason
mid-table.
why I disagree before you go on
All right, here we go.
is
Here we go. Let
because
me hear what you say.
we're bringing, like you said, they've been bringing so many international players. Like
Yeah.
the experience this international players bring into the league, I feel is elevating the league like small by small. You get what I'm saying? So I'll give you an example. The other day I went to go see Galaxy. I gotta go see Panthers play.
There you go.
The
We
way
miss you
that
out
boy,
here, man.
the
You
way
got-
the way that boy, the
Oh,
way that
that-
boy changed that team, I'm telling you right now,
That-
like it's
that
different.
man
Like
is
the league
flying.
is changing.
No, okay.
He's flying. Like he hit the ground flying. Although, you know what? Let me see. Do I want to be a company man here, or should I tell the truth here?
Be true. No, listen.
Speak as mind,
At
Lou.
least, you know what? You speaking the truth would at least let other people understand. Like, yo, don't. And again, I hope that people understand when I say
Yeah.
this. It doesn't mean that the MLS is weak.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's a tough league.
Yeah.
It's just compared to what I've grown up with and I see. I truly believe that right now, the best MLS team would struggle to stay mid-table in La Liga, and I mean in the Premier League. That's how I feel, anyways.
No, I think you have a point there. I mean, I think that's being optimistic, saying it would be a make team table because, like, I mean, there's some qualities up there in those leagues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is always like, a conversation thing, and you never know exactly. But I think compared to the other leagues, let's say like the top MLS teams in like Bundesliga, I
Mm-hmm.
think it was a complete different. Like I would say, like right in, don't even think about it, at least like mid-table, but
Yeah.
could even push to like the top four and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the league is really improving. I take it back to like when I was coming out of college and deciding whether I want to play in MLS
Yeah.
or go to Europe. It was like a no-brainer at that point. I was like, I want to improve. I want to play in the best leagues and develop better. Like I didn't even think about MLS. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm out, like done. Compared to now, if anybody was in my situation coming out, I would be like, yo, no, stay in
Stay in
MLS. Like
MLS. Yeah.
play, yeah, play in a couple. Like it's so developed now. We have some of the best coaches, like
Yes.
the best players around. The competition is great. Everything is done very professionally. Like, we still have that old, mindset of like, oh, Europe, everything in Europe is better. Like it's not
Not
necessary.
really.
There's some top, exactly. There's some top leagues, the Spanish league would be tough for MLS team to compete in there, the Premier League, but somewhere like the French league,
Now
Bundesliga.
that
I mean,
I
I
would
think,
sit and
yeah,
tell you, yes, you
yeah,
can make the
yeah,
mid tables. Yeah.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
hard for me to sit here, like we're talking about one of the, if not the best league, even though I keep saying that for me La Liga is the best league. The most entertaining is the Premier League. That's what it is to me. And hey, we can debate all day we want, but
He's got
the
a point
numbers
with that one.
speak. The numbers speak. I'm sorry, because we even go to Champions League. I can't, let me not even go, because my team is already the Kings. But let's go to Europa League.
Here we go.
We'll go
Here
to
we go.
Europa League.
Just trying to rub
Europa.
it in. My team is already the
Of
Kings,
course they're
but
Kings.
I'm a Real Madrid
Of
fan, and guys,
course.
look at me.
I
All
had
right,
to throw that in
easy,
there, bro. Come
easy.
on. But we even go to Europa League, bro. Sevilla has been crushing it.
Mm.
And
They own that. They own that league. Sevilla just owns the Europa League. Just like put them in there, and it's guaranteed
it's their
final
thing. It's their thing.
each
But
year. Yeah, just don't watch any of the group stages. Just tune in the final.
that's
Sevilla is
it.
gonna be there.
Sevilla is there. And for Real Madrid is, if they cross the quarterfinals, just forget it.
Yeah, they're winning it.
Forget it.
They're winning it. Yeah, yeah.
He's not happy.
I know. What team
He
do you
is so
support in
not
Europe?
happy when I said
Nah. I like Madrid. I like Madrid.
He's a United fan, so you can understand the pain.
It's stressful these days for me.
Yeah, it's been a tough stretch. Hang on there.
So who's your team out that way?
Because I'm a Liverpool fan, so I hope it doesn't get better for you at Man United. That's what I'm praying for.
You think
I hope it doesn't get better.
Liverpool gonna be good after the boss is out?
I mean,
hey, we'll see if we get
let's talk about that though.
Got my guy Xabi Alonso.
If you get Xavi, but then I honestly I said this to Giorgio, and I said it to another Liverpool fan of mine, and he was so mad at me. I said, my thought is that Xavi would actually stay the extra year, because Don Carlo has 1 year left on his contract for Real Madrid. That's the one team.
You think you'd rather go to Madrid?
I think he would rather go to Madrid. For sure, Bayern Munich is off.
No. This is you wishful thinking. Hoping he stays one more year so you can get him at Real Madrid. It's not like what is going to happen. It's just like, man, this is what I hope. So let me keep saying it out there in the world and hope it happens. It ain't going to happen.
Y'all heard it here first. If Xavi stays at Leverkusen and somehow ends up in Madrid, come on. Just saying. Man, but
that would be
Liverpool.
Let's talk about that, like in terms of like stress, right? No one really kind of talks about the stress the game kind of gives you. Like, I don't think he should be taking a break, but it's like, the Premier League is so stressful. You're going head to head with the top two teams. I'm not naming Arsenal; they're trash. But you're going, you know what I'm saying? Like you're going against City all the time, and it's just chess constantly, year in, year out.
Yeah,
you got to take a break mentally, right?
it's tough, like, especially knowing how we know now, the last few years since the pandemic, how everybody's been talking about, mental health and all that stuff
Yep.
is on the, you know, forefront of everybody's mind, and we talk about it a lot. So it makes sense for him to be in that position. He's done this his whole career, being at performing at the highest levels with all these teams. So you can see how it takes a toll. And we started this conversation talking about how crazy our schedules are, and, like, how long it goes till and everything. Theirs is longer. It's longer than ours. They have that international breaks in there somewhere here and there. Like every 2 months or every 3 months, they will get like a week and a half break there for him to like relax a little bit. But their off seasons are way shorter compared to like MLS. MLS, if you don't make the playoffs in October, I would say half of the teams get from mid-October all the way until like January. It's almost like 3 months off. Whereas in the Premier League, he's probably getting like 5 weeks off as a coach, but just those 5 weeks, the last 2 weeks, he's probably need to come in
To
to
get
start
everything ready.
preparing the team. And that whole time, that 5 weeks, he's thinking about who's the next player
So
that we're
he's
going to
not really
sign. Obviously,
relaxing.
exactly. So, the general manager is the one signing players, but his input, a guy like Klopp, his input will be in there. So he's basically working around the clock with 5 weeks where it's just kind of like a little bit easier for him. So I understand that. I wish it was a way where it was like, a little bit of a break for like a few months, and he's like itching to come back. And a guy like him with like such a high motor and so competitive, I feel like he will come back. Like at most, it will take him a year and he'll be back. But I hope he's not back in the Premier League, like he said, to
I
coach
doubt
any
it.
other
I doubt
team
it. I
besides
think
us,
he's not gonna. The one thing I have learned about Klopp through this time is that the man really loves Liverpool, dog. Like,
Oh yeah,
hands
Liverpool loves
down,
him too.
Liverpool loves him. So I truly believe when he said, like, when he comes back to coaching, he's not going to come into the Premier League. I truly believe he won't do it.
I'll
Yeah.
take in my menu.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
he did say if he comes back to Premier League, it won't be
any
no.
of the
Well, he said
rivals.
he won't coach. He won't coach any other English team. So likely he could come back to Liverpool or go to a different country. But he said if it's in the Premier League, he won't coach any other team in the Premier League. So
You think he'll come here?
it's
MLS?
Ooh.
to MLS. I don't know.
I think he still
I don't know.
has the thrill for
That's tough.
European football. I doubt it.
But yeah,
Yeah,
if you think
yeah.
about it, he's one of the
I
best
think
developmental coaches in the game. Look what
Which
he
is
did at
true.
Dortmund. You feel me?
Now, you know
Yeah.
whom I would
Yeah.
try to get right now if the team had a possibility? Go get Mourinho. Go get Jose.
At Liverpool.
No, I'm saying out here in the MLS. Liverpool, like I
Oh,
said
in
again.
MLS. Yeah.
Liverpool,
Yeah,
you guys
MLS.
just have to try and get if it's not Xabi Alonso, I don't know who else fits for that job right now.
If it's not Alonso and it's someone else, I hope it's Klopp coming back in a year's time. Be like, hey guys,
I needed that
You
year
don't want
mental
Rafa
break.
Benitez back?
Exactly.
Oh God, no.
What is it?
Even I would say no for them. He said
Come on,
Rafa
man.
Benitez.
Come on.
Damn. Come on, man.
It's time.
All right.
It's time.
Let me switch gears really quick. So Emma, throughout your years you've been playing in the MLS. Give me one of your most memorable moments.
Oh, let's try to see. I would say 2016 playoffs. I mean, that was sick against Real Salt Lake at home. My first playoff game.
Okay.
Where the game we're up 1-0, and I think around the 25th minute, I'm defending a guy in the box. He just takes his leg behind, so the slightest touch goes down for a PK. They tied 1-1. Like we had all the momentum before that. They tied 1-1. Of me giving up a PK, I'm like, man, like if there's a time to step up, man, you gotta
figure this out.
Make it up right now. So, and most of the year, what we'd been doing was me staying wide, stretching the field, and we had such great players. You know, we had Steven Gerrard, Robbie
Mm-hmm.
Keane on the team, like Landon Donovan, like
Mm-hmm.
Ashley Cole, and everything. So my job was mainly stretch the field, get crosses in, and create some chances.
That
But
speed.
you know, making that mistake to give, you know, be down, not be down, like giving up that goal, the tying goal to
For a
make it
draw.
1-1. Like, yo, I gotta make something happen right now instead of like just trying to create for others, just be a little bit selfish. So a ball came inside, which is a run that I normally don't do, but I went inside, grabbed it, dribbled like 3 guys, punched that one
Ooh.
in, right?
Before you
Before
keep
that,
going,
before
hold
that,
on.
wait,
You know,
hold on,
we have a
hold on.
surprise for you.
Can
We have
we-
a surprise. Can we show this?
Can we please cue
Mark,
that right here?
can we show
All right,
that?
all right.
Because I was like,
All right.
I want to pull up some things. It's funny that you said this.
this. Come on, look at that boy. Sebastian, pass right there. Boateng, pop, pop. Oh, no.
Stop playing with him.
Arrête.
There we go.
Come on,
There we go.
filthy. Look at that, man.
Yeah, man. Chance to put the team back on top right
Oh
there.
my
That
god.
felt
Nah,
great.
that was filthy though. Especially can we go back a
Oh,
little
look
bit?
at that. We got Bruce clapping. Like, I don't think
Come
you don't
on,
get
man.
that often.
Bruce
clapped for that goal,
was like,
man.
I get it. Boom. I love what you did here. Dude tries to hold you. Nah, get off me. Get to
Ghana
the gym.
strength.
Get to the gym, boy.
Yes, sir.
Get to
Yes,
that
sir.
gym. Yo, but seriously, I one thing I miss is coming to these games and screaming my ass off because you know it's a little bit different when you actually have people that you know that are playing and they're killing it. That's
Exactly.
some of the best feeling ever, man. That's dope.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Okay, so that's
So
good.
got this tying goal, and probably like within the next like 5 to 10 minutes, I scored another
Oh,
one.
let's see that
Come
one
on,
too.
can we cue
Come
that
on
again?
now.
We were waiting on you. We were waiting on you to tell us. Come on. Hey, listen. It was just written that, you know what? Make the mistake and then get that guy his glory, man. Come on.
Exactly. So I really turned that around in the last 20 minutes of the first half. Went up 3-1 here, and that was the result of the rest of the game. So that's one of the games that really stick out. It's a big first playoff game, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Hey,
yes, sir.
listen. We getting old, but you still owe me a race. You know that.
Oh man, you still want that? Hey, you saw what happened to Kevin Hart, huh, man? You don't want that.
Man,
You don't want that.
Listen, come on, Emma.
Kevin Hart
Come
trying
on, Emma. You gotta give me more props than
Kevin
that.
Hart
I'm
trying
sorry.
to
I'm
race
sorry.
on the
Please.
streets,
Come
man.
on.
You saw what happened
You see
to
this
him,
Ghana
bro.
boy? Just relax yourself. Cameroon. be
Emma,
quiet.
you know one thing about me is I'm competitive. So
I
you know
know
I'm
you
not gonna
are.
drop that.
I
And
know
you
you
know
are.
what? I want him to beat me at least for me to know, like, you know what? I went up against a beast.
And I will laugh with
That's
the Ghana
okay.
flag running.
That's okay.
There you
And then
go.
I can
I'll give you
I can
that.
say, you know what? I raced a real fast. Excuse
Legend.
my language. Let me not
Exactly.
say what I was about to say. You know?
I'm gonna give you 10 yards. 100-meter dash. Give
Oh,
you 10
don't do
yards
that,
to
bro.
see what happens.
Don't do that, man. Come on. Nah, I'm playing.
When's the
but
last time you played, bro?
I think
It's
it'll
been
be
a
fun.
while.
Let's
Exactly.
get it going. This
it's been a
I think
while.
you just froze for a second there, right?
It's been a while that
Uh-oh.
I've played.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's the last time I played. He's seen me play a little bit. You know, I school
He's
these
still
kids.
running around there. He's
Listen,
still running around there.
The man is old, but he's still schooling people. You know,
Nah,
once in a while.
He got really good
Yes,
touch. I
sir.
won't lie.
But okay. So
Question for you though.
Yes, sir.
How was the transition coming from Ghana here?
I mean, it wasn't easy. I'll tell you that. There's a lot of things that I had to learn on the fly.
Mhm.
You know, I came first through a scholarship that I gained through high school. So the first priority is to make sure I was getting enough good grades. I was on
education
scholarship.
is-
So make sure you get enough good grades to hold that scholarship to be able to live here and all that stuff. But everybody at my school, kids school, couldn't have been nicer helping me adjust. I had a host family. So right when I moved to the US, the first day they picked me up, introduced me to everybody in their family,
that's
the
awesome.
Schwartzes. So Mark and Linda, who we're family now, they're actually coming to see me play in Toronto next month. My sister is gonna be there, have the whole
Oh,
family
that is
together and all
awesome.
that stuff. So they were really great in helping me adjust, just being a family, knowing my family is all the way, thousands of miles away in Ghana, and being there, like, okay, you're in a boarding school, but if you need soccer practices, we'll take you to soccer practice, whatever you need. We're your family here. Like, I really felt that,
Man,
they
that's awesome.
always brought me in, home cooked meals, everything, like whatever I needed. It was very strange. It was always like every day asking, Ima, what do you need? What can we do for you? And all that stuff. And that really helped and helped my transition a lot. My brother, Avery and Dylan both play soccer too. So on the off times, we were just either playing FIFA, playing soccer, doing something with
You
soccer. So
know it.
always got me in that, and our relationship is as strong as ever. So I used to call them my host family, but now they're my
They're your
family
family,
because of
Come on.
everything that they've done for me. But that was what made the transition easier, a
Yeah.
little bit easier. Without that, it would have been just
Definitely would have been
too
tougher.
much for a 15-year-old to have to deal with, moving here with a culture shock and being on your own and all that stuff. So,
I know it was hard with the
but
food.
oh, it is hard. Like, I still know some of my friends that, I've come from Ghana and lived in Europe or like the US for, over 10 years, and
And they
still
still
like, they're still like, nah, I still would rather have my African food than go eat anything here. Like, you give them a bowl of pasta, they're like,
I'm good.
just give
hey.
me some rice and stew,
Some watch it.
I'm finna get
some
me some. I'm
wache, some
finna get me some
cake.
fufu and egusi after this. Y'all got me. Come on, y'all playing with me,
Oh,
man.
bro,
They got good
go
options
get
in
it,
New
baby.
England.
There's a couple places in Worcester, so it's maybe an hour from me. So
Okay.
in Boston itself, I think there's a couple restaurants, but not that great. But so you have
Hey,
to go all the way to Worcester. There's a couple options there, really good food. So I go there maybe like once every 2 or 3 months, and I get a
okay.
whole bunch of stuff, store them in my freezer, and
Of course.
eat here and there. Just get my fix.
All right. So Emma, I want to thank you very much. I know
Of
you
course,
you
bro.
we got a little bit of your time, and I cannot thank you enough for being on the show with us,
Of
and
course, man.
sharing some of your insights and everything that you can bless us with in terms of like your knowledge and the game. And so again, thank you so much for coming on board. And we look forward to actually, we're planning, we have to see when we're going to come out that way, because we're going to shoot one of our episodes. We're going to come out there and actually have a lifestyle type of shoot. So I'll
Hey,
let you
whatever,
know.
whatever you know, man. Whatever you need, man. You're my guy.
My
Whatever you need,
dog.
just let me know. I appreciate you guys having me on. This was a lot of fun. So
Oh, of
anytime,
course,
you're
man.
my. We have this conversation whether with the camera there or not.
Hey, we
Me
always
and you
have these
always have this.
conversations.
So
You
yeah,
know this.
exactly.
Hey,
So
of
this is nothing
course.
different. This is nothing different.
So
So
I'm gonna look at the
appreciate you guys
schedule.
having me on.
I'll
I
look at the
appreciate you,
schedule,
brother.
see when Georgia would like, and I'll hit you up, and we'll definitely come out there to watch one of your games. But I also have to see. I don't know if you guys are coming out this way, but any time.
So, like we said earlier with the schedule, we play three Western teams this
Mm-hmm.
year away, and then three will be at home. I think the away teams, I think the closest we come out there is probably like Houston. I
Houston.
forgot the other two teams. I think maybe Houston, Seattle. I could be wrong though.
Oh,
Don't
we'll,
quote me
we'll
off
go up to
this.
Texas then.
But I'll text you. I'll text you and
All right.
let you know when we're heading out there, man.
Perfect, my brother. I
I'll
appreciate
get
you.
your New England swag. Next time we're on here, I want to be seeing you in your New England
Hey,
swag. So
listen,
I'll send some
I'm
stuff
dead
down your
serious.
way.
The moment I get it,
But that Ghana shirt though, look at that.
he got one.
Straight
He
from my
got
crop.
one. Well, I technically I can't wear it. Cameroonian boy. Come on, man.
Yeah, I feel you with that.
All
But he wins
right,
today.
Emma. Thank you, my brother.
All
Have
right,
a great
man.
Appreciate.
rest of
Oh,
your
one
day.
question. Are you still
Yeah.
pursuing
Oh,
to become a doctor?
not right now, but hey, things can change. We'll see. We'll see. Once I hang up the boots, we can have this conversation.
Exactly. Hey, good luck on your next game, Emma. We'll talk to you soon. All right.
I
All right,
appreciate
brother.
it, man.
Blessings.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you,
Have a
brother.
good one, my
Bye.
brother. Bye.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, sir. So that was actually awesome, man. I didn't spoken to Emma in a little bit. Because obviously, like you heard him say, their schedules have been so
It's mad.
crazy
He's
that it's
practicing,
like,
bro. You know what I mean? They're in season.
yeah,
Like, it's not
and
just
it's
the
a little
fact
bit
that he was
different.
able to do that is love.
No, that was awesome. Man, thank you guys for joining us today, actually, on Football and Beyond. We hope to entertain you guys as always again in the same ways. I had a brain fart for a second. I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something and then completely lost it. I was in my bag. Like I was in my bag.
I was waiting for him to say something so spiritual.
Bro,
like,
I was in my bag,
right
and then
now?
I was just like, I started overthinking it, and it was just like, yeah, nah, it's just one of those things.
Yo, this is a classic Leon. You gotta love these moments.
You gotta understand one thing about me is that my brain is always moving, always on the move. You know who I wanted to call? No, I actually had to do this on set because the old lady used to be a journalist, and she had been laughing about the fact that we do our show, right? And this is something I just wanted to do because it's the funny part is that she laughs at me because I'm trying to not really follow her footsteps.
You are.
All right, mamas, how you doing? Say hello. You know you can speak.
Okay, hello.
How you doing?
Salud, mama.
All right, so you're happy now? I showed you exactly what's going on. I am gonna be a better journalist, though.
Good for you.
Yo, my goodness.
All right. I just wanted to. I wanted us to end it like that, so that I just wanted to hear what she had to say. Obviously, she was gonna throw some shade right there.
Tell me you're African without saying you're African.
Bang! Bang. All right, people. Thanks again for joining Football and Beyond. We'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.
Ciao, ciao. Yo, my gosh.